Omo, they're taking another decision.
Who start to an
No, they should put that. We want to talk about that.
Rule of law.
Yeah. Go ahead. We just have like 2 minutes. Okay, we have 2 minutes.
Marshall, this questions. Only questions direct. There's voice.
Beautiful.
They have been paid at the UTV program, show-based program, useless program. MPP we are sitting down there. Can this no power? And I can MPP program be a program be sao team so. Come on, Bruno, can this for they won't give you a doctor's. Now and cophobia need life they sit there and attack the government as if say there's no tomorrow. John Mahama is an alternative. John Mahama.
Our leader is speaking for the team. The program
to be an entertainment program. Personally, I love the program. My wife sits in the room and always tell me, Mandela, it is time for the showbiz. We all enjoy because we realize that it is an entertainment program. We used to entertain ourselves with it. But until recently, we have come to realize that it is turning from an entertainment program to a strictly political program. And we've seen that there are so many NDC people on the show, but we are not finding an MPP. A+ was able to sit here, MPP letter, and a property. We sent it, realized that the show is now turning into a political show. We sent him a letter, say, you send the program, organizers say, streamlining na a show bizarre.
Good evening. The reason why we are here today is we know that showbiz is an entertainment show, but A+ and Bulldog, they have taken this.
Peaceful.
So move on.
Information that there's a misunderstanding whether left or right, we don't know. But from authority, this particular room, they want everybody to come here. If you for a show, that's why we are here. Peaceful, all humility.
Well, officer, we respect you so much. With all due respect, we are here. We realize that the program was supposed to be an entertainment program. Personally, and the rest.
Because of it's a political show. You never did MP before this guy. They say showbiz is not a political show.
Thank you.
So that the president attempt, already the vice president, every general secretary attempt, the party now toilet among God, what to see that and why. So you are don't respect our party. It should be torn and tear the
they're taking another decision.
Who start to an
No, they should put that. We want to talk about that.
And that is this country, not only the political.
The attack Kennedy upon threatened Central Regional NPP. The new publisher, UTV under night attack. Police grab 16 invaders. NPP disowns raiders, demands full probe. The Ghanaian Times, police arrest 16 over UTV invasion into ministry. NMC others condemn attack. IMF bailout $600 million second tranche to hit BOJ's account November after reaching staff level agreement. The Chronicle, invasion of UTV police swoop on hooligans. 16 arrested following complaint lodged by MOI. Media Commission, Prempa GJ condemn attack. I wish you for and come a course on answer. See a tinny idea. Yameni yedana say, Yedamun sumasi. Mwana Jonona mo friend, she we okay, wo ho. Yedamwasi pa, Ghana for Yamin Shram. Minji assembly free a juma ranum enum. Me patch management. Ye train. Na we die ye best say yera or say kwame despite doctor needs to for upon Dr. Father Dixon ye pamucho bebre yon ko to jegu fom say mum pekasa mum pentokwa mum fa mu hu rewura Ghana half wo kra di mu ho adanse nanso say what ti wo fie no obi beto hye wo so a self defense is allowed enti we die mun so mu mayen na afa die do no afronte gare enti some ye din Ghana for nim and some way sisi amoye enya hwe na so bomba ko bomienu bommie ensane nan ni numu die ewranom mema ni monyamfo we die mon kasa muti ho enka BBC ya ebe wiase no hey despite media adena na say yewuo na say yesie me dafie me pa me ban say eradie eni gisema ekosi ema bibia me sankam ewi asabred na nkrofo be pa excuse amunwe ho na munka bi hye na mukra muntie omutimi ka asem dwanu obisa enti yewura no masem na amanfo ka ne sa no sometimes omubisa onsem ni bia na okra asem no abo pusa enti we die daitanom self defense munsum na the one crata for mode baye especially Chronicle ni Daily Graphic Ministry of Information anko ye complaint bia Ministry of Information has not gone to police station. That's not police station where you know ya your producers na ne fa ho and wo mu koye ekoye mu complaint. Ask the police if it was Ministry of Information that went to do the complaint. And see, we are setting it on record that Ministry of Information MOI did not launch any complaint with the Ghana Police Service, and you can cross-check that with the Tesano Police Station. Thank you. Daily Guide, Ken fumes at against MPs, 16 arrested UTV invasion. The Herald, NPP tax storm UTV to attack A+ on live program. Daily Statesman, NPP distances itself from UTV invasion. IMF comments Ghana's growth. Daily Graphic, growth beat forecast. IMF fund to revise target upwards. Police arrest 16 for invading UTV. The Finder, NMC, GJ, NPP government, Primpag, NDC, others condemn attack on UTV. And road crashes kill 6,152 children. Experts demand mandatory use of child restraints and seat belts. The Side, economic crisis. Experts tells government to adopt warlike approach in tackling challenges. The New Crusading Guide, our economy is now stable, Finance Minister announces. Info Ministry, GJ and Primpa condemns attack on UTV. Daily Dispatch, Ghana's economic growth better than we anticipated. And then last but not the least, Daily Post, Jubilee House supports Saturday's attack on UTV by NPP thugs. NDC Pro Forum, USA warns government against collateralizing 10 oil fields for $431 million loan from Litasco. And then Ejapadiye. I think it's a write-up. And to way and in Krata Abejaso. Say, esi wo baby ye kama wonum. And then ye si ewo ya yimu. Inti ya ebe kanti statements a wodo no abano. Said ye titibi ni ye no UTV no. Ye kan brofo. Na nchiremu fo na nchiremu chi. Inti ene no ho adwuma ene ye ba beye. Na said ye nuanom even other media houses and cry your story na ma ye no. So obi bua no wa moa ho a. Enya de a obebua obiem. Inti anso ye bua ye ho. Whilst we are waiting for our management, we'll be reading the letters that have come. Ajwa Mache. Yeah. Kwaku Mache.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are not traumatized though. A little.
Yeah.
You're not boy and say why you know.
Yeah, the 9 year.
Say boys were sound man. I want me to Ajwa traumatized though. Nsroma nyame wo ho. Nsroma. Ebe.
Yes, nyame wo ho. So ko jaka akwem aka babo.
Say we yankogina kakwem.
Ntina wo se ye da ye ho so.
Okay.
Na me pa kire.
All right. Wo de say ye twen iranom nti nkrata no aba no a ena no pay ye ba ne aba be kinkan sa nti dia medi kan nya ye no ye Ministry of Information nti me share free Ministry of Information ho omo no 8th October 2023 ena etifia sem no see development okay me kind brofo so Ministry of Information 8th October 2023 development at the studios of UTV. The Ministry of Information on Saturday October 7th 2023 made a report to the Ghana Police Service to intervene in an incident at the studios of UTV, a private TV station in Accra. This followed reports to the Media Monitoring Center of the ministry that a group of persons had entered UTV studios allegedly without authorization to express displeasure at the content of a live program or at the content of a live TV program. The police subsequently arrested 16 persons at the premises of UTV and investigations are currently ongoing. The ministry condemns in no uncertain terms and any unauthorized entry into media organizations and protests at media content or interference with media work. The right to free expression and the freedom of the media are key pillars of our democracy and must be fiercely protected. The ministry stands with the police and the courts in the conduct of their duties. The ministry wishes to encourage the media, especially broadcast media show hosts and panelists to do their utmost to help promote national cohesion even as they exercise their fundamental freedoms. Signed, Kojo Nkroma, MP, Minister. Prince, you will do well to get in touch with the Tesano police station so that Yeni Arefo Nabe confirm me say you guys went there. Just amunya mu make up na mu metenase. Na mu mechire mu time amukoye complain because the first paragraph is saying it is the ministry. So we need to find out from the police on whose complaints did they come here on Saturday night. When echire mu de ochire mu me enko.
Yeah, they na kenkan.
Making Ministry of Information.
Only the full statement in me has saying
me kita ninchire mu an se aso ye hwe amanebo ensem so ekire se me nde twam ye boso ne da toso enson dwumadie bi a eya ekoso ewo UTV ha basabasa ye bi esiye na omo de omunan ejina ebu ebeboa ye esanse omo ema police for asote se de ekoso nie ti ema a police for no ebe mu ebehwe de ekoso no ebe kan ho ensem esanse se na de ekoso no a police for ama na enya de a etwaye na enunti ema a police for no echi enipa no maako edu ensia chiri nipa no maako edu ensia na wei ena ministry no ejina so akase de ekoso no enya de a etwaye enti omo ejina asemu so akire se obi ani tumi se obekọ eye asoye bi anase media house bi akwa akwakoye enoma ense emfata ewo ho enti eno ministry no chese de akoso no eyade a nani enye ho na entwa yie na okirese obia wo tumi anase obia wo kwan se okire na adwen efa ensem enti media houses no enso wo kwan so mbe yo madwuma a mbehwe se yebebo mo ho ban na dwumade no akoyie enti ministry no chese obugina police for na chi dwumade ombedi ye no se asem no etumi o se etumi kotwa ewo asemdi bia na enkyeremu etumi eba na owie ne nsem no nyina e na okiremu se eno achi no omo media houses no behwe se de oye titinani ene omba ebekire omadwen ewo program so no omo nso omo kasa na omade no so omo hwe ne yie omo kasa no ekoyie se ne beye ebema oman enka bomu atumi aba ebra omo ekire omadwen efa ensem enyina ho no wei ene krata Minister of Information e de bana ne nsache krata yase Owura Kwadwo Opon Nsroma MP asan oye mrahye bedwani na osan yesoafo ema asoyehwe amanebo so na de nsem wi de ebae efa ensem a esi enano meminda won na etimu pokese wo ne kyese omo ena ko report ebiem omo anya ne ntiese nipa dunsia ya chi omo ebiem de esi ye no omo botugu na mum wo ye host na so bi ba program so a mo kasa no hwe ni ese ne be ya ebema fa ahodie no ye nkototo nase ewo my ganem we and in some Minister of Information edi ebae.
Okay, next one I'm making Kayajwa a statement, press statement for immediate release 8 October 2023 from NDC. NDC condemns NPP's violent attack on the studios of UTV. The National Democratic Congress has learned with utter disgust dastardly attack that was visited on the studios of United Television UTV last night while the station's prime time entertainment show United Showbiz was ongoing. A group of uncivilized hooligans belonging to the ruling NPP stormed the studios of UTV, disrupted the live program and proceeded to threaten to assault the host and her guests. It later emerged that these thugs were led by the Clote Cole, youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, under the orders of Ernesto Usubempa, a deputy director of communications and other leading figures of the ruling party. The NDC condemns this shameful act in no uncertain terms, as there can be no place for such uncivilized and beastly conduct in a democracy. Yesterday's event sets Ghana's democracy back and further erodes our fast dwindling press freedom fortunes as a country. We in the NDC are deeply worried about the level of intolerance of dissenting views in Ghana today, and that the tyrannical Akufo-Addo NPP government will completely condemn the extent to which the ruling NPP is determined to go to institutionalize a culture of silence. The senseless attack we witnessed yesterday was clearly goaded by recent antagonistic posturing of high-ups in government and the NPP towards UTV and its flagship United Showbiz program. It is instructive that this attack on UTV was preceded by a letter from the NPP's National Secretariat a few days ago, which sought to brazenly impose an editorial policy on the station. This was followed by threats by leading figures of the NPP to ensure the illegal closure of the station. Indeed, some of the NPP hooligans have been captured on video saying that they attacked the studios of UTV to defend and protect the president, the vice president, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and NPP from legitimate criticism by some members of the panel. Yesterday's events add to the litany of attacks that goons associated with the NPP have visited on people performing their lawful duties, including a pregnant judge sitting in open court in Kumasi some time back. The latest incident is yet another clearest evidence of how intolerant, violent and tyrannical the Akufo-Addo NPP government has become. We call on the Ghana Journalists Association and other vanguards of free speech, civil society, as well as traditional and moral society to speak out before it is too late. Our press freedom and democratic credentials are under serious attack, and to remain silent in these times is to encourage the triumph of evil. We further call on Ghana Police Service to expeditiously investigate this incident and ensure that all the culprits are duly prosecuted in accordance with law. The NDC shall be monitoring every development in this important matter and will not accept anything short of justice. Signed, Sami Jenfi Esquire, National Communications officer. Menkan Kaun say I'm reading the letters or the statement chronologically. Said ye eba bontin the D can Ministry of Information and NDCD and so ebaye and sana GJ beba. And said they making kind no. Said ye enkrata no babontin no sana making kind no. Ajwa yenko.
Yeah, and you're not my summer busian for and way ye. Krata NDC amanyoko no share that tro your rasa me jemfi your penny o shenki town dear so and what then sa asha and the can you know the NDC for I can say one mate as someone now no me dana jo see despite media UTV abubuano and I see studios abeka junction and can any una abofono time as someone who say no na say omo egusu edi dwumadi friend said United Showbiz na program na ekwaso live na emrantie bi egbowura studio na omo ye dede kasa ya eche ne bepie ya ne say one more ebe bontre ni se nipa bi ka won a eti dwumade ne so che o madwen ho a won pena sam anaso o mo ne nya adwen etu no mo ne no anya ne nti na wo mo eba nti no wo mo be ye sa edane dwumade ne butu ye esae no hwetere eme dimrika so eduma fidie no sania enyema na no wo mo ye no ebi ema abonten na eno no se eche be pie gwa se Clotty Quality Youth Organizer Edima NPP ni didi NSOUSU Bempa edabi Peninachi and a Deputy Director of Communications NSOUSU Bempa omumienu ene chechire chese Clotty Quality Youth Organizer and a fe orusu Bempa omumienu ni ate send this for so what say omo che asem no achi wase we ayani guase sam ayani wusam kese ya ensese obia soso na nsase ye makwan amasabi eniema enchire enibie eniguase sam eniema abofono eniema etan ensase ye makwan ma ebeji akonwa ewo kabi ma meka bia memom ewo oman Ghana they are making Kenya ye NDC for asem omo chiro ye de betu edwawa bonten na no na omo to omo asem so omo say na no memne dana jo asem asi ye as the democracy ne yakwantu aye to da bia yakoyanim se ati yasan yachi wiase obi aprunto primpunto no opre yedi a okonanim yade ne de ya pre akoyachi democracy no wose atu anamo ekonachi na fa hudi anka da ubofo once and for wose wotimi kire wadwene wotimi kasa wodi wano to nsem no sa fa hudi ne ya jefu ya se ya tietia so na se de eya hwere o man no kra NDCC wo mo wira ho papa se niema ekoso Ghana no enya de efe o mampani na Akufo-Addo ene Dr. Mahmoud Baumia amamwoyi mu no ase obi mpese otie ne yonko adwe nkyira wano nya adwene a de obeka bia sabi ena hyi wontimi ntrase ntietie won sema woka efisa wano enya adwene nti eto omo de NDC no omo kasetia se niema ekoso yi enya de papa omo kasetia se entwaye kura na ensese NPP aban no ekoso kanipa kasaboa hye ne yem one ma obi nchana dwen obi ne wonya awe obi ne wonya dwen no kana sema no wosoro etu di ehunahuna ne apopo na ehya omanfo mo ne de eyade NDC empene so nti omo de omo ekasa editia omo se to aso no mo se sa anto hye ya branje yi adi beto hye United Showbiz edwumadie ne so no sabi enyansanim eyensem hunu enyansa ni mukura eto omo kaseti ase enye ade papa na nsese NPP aban ye tena ho hwe masa ne ma wanyina dwumadie kase ya edu mememre da na dwua kamia so mamu ni nyina obi atena se etie ehwe bi nsese omakwan ma ne ma titi sei ekoso me be se dwumadie kase ya etesa na o chese ade no na ebobo ba chese omo krata bi di kan baaye se omo mpene so na asa dwumadie no eya dane amanyosam na nso nka enu se eye eniginsam ene ye kan ye di cheche agudie mu nsense na nso se de eni eya dane enti ampaniampa ena omo de letter ne ba wie ye no masa tu nipa di akire ama mrante no ba ne chese omo ye NPP amanyoko na chitafo na omo ye NPP mu emebunu mo mba attack nipa omo ti studio na microphone e so omo no omo kasa live obi eti omo no ye beto e de share wo omo eso na omo san aka de ato so say esese yenya banbo de wofo nya banbo na afe yenya fa hodie ekasa na obi ni aban ne nyadro timi eche na dwea obi ya ento nhye ne so da biara da eni nti wokase eye aban na sede se fa hodie etimi ye adwuma ewo oman ni mu owura same je mfi asomode ne nsa hya ase wo tro na wo to aso no wose ade ayako aye no aye sa asi enye de di kan nie na asie na nsen kan me se be ye ade da ho da bia to hye da obofo so ebre omo yi omo adwuma ma na ma omo tumi enye se bia da obofo ato mra adwuma na mra no makwan so otumi ye nsantwere adwuma no nsantwere adwuma no ma na makwan na ye no eno nso nipa bi ka nsantwerefo foundation mo se na de na sibio edi kan asipen na anu ye ti kroma sei na otemuafo bi ase bi oba wonyem oba pimfo oye George woti dwomu di asem ewo kumase court na nipa bi timi di mra hye won sam de ne den ane patapa ane mranto asem kwato hye ne so amenti amase ni ntimi ankoso na sa nyama wanu nya na ensese soso wo man mu efise epim oman no fa hodie no ane kabi ma me kabi no ekọ na chi etinya abeto so wo UTV United Showbiz Jumadie mu no ababa ka won amasese de esisu dua atomo nkyere ada di pefe se na Akufo Addo ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aban we se de sabi yenya bote entie obi adwe nkyere se ene wonni ya fade ade obeka bia nya de wa botere ya de ebe soso ene nti NDC se Woto nkra Ghana Journalists Association yes and Foku Batai GJA na wodi bia ma empanifo nya se obi anfa na ntum na obi ankasa ntia na ye press freedom aye won ye mo ho ban esesen centrofo enya fa hodie na wotimi di ye omodwa na ye nkasa ho manyama ensai enyinsam ansa mehunu ye anka na nsoso na akachi efise say centrofo ni de obofo benya fa hodie di akasa wonso no eya de ehia na boa moman empuntu okoso na se empanifo ye tena hwehwe na nanom hemfo onwa eka bia di mu ani Ghana process adwuma no mu obi aye din na niam we koso a na chese ye makwan ama bone abagi akonwa na atantini mu de kana ahya akonwa se enti NDC so mo se Ghana Police Service se sa asema na no memre da na jo esiye ewo UTV studios no omo hwehwe mu frenchem fe kofi enkwasi ase me ye hunu no kure wasem biye mu no mo hwehwe se nipa so ye kire wo mo ye do mo nya be kwa kogina court ama mra no ene atantini etimi aye adwuma NDC wode ne kasa ekọ awiye no wo ka mani wiase nyina te so asemi omo adi omo ni ebedi akire pa opese odi akire akonu ba bi asem de ne adu atobre beto ba bi ebekọ akosie no NDC fo de omo ni edi akire National Communication Officer de ma NDC Owura Sami Jemfilo ye ni ono ode ne sa ehase
mo kwaku afeyenko NMC as published by my publisher 24 online. The National Media Commission NMC has expressed deep alarm over the reported attack on United Television UTV by affiliates of the ruling NPP on Saturday 7th October 2023. The NMC in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service is actively addressing the situation, aiming to curtail the rising trend of violence as a means to address grievances against the media and journalists. Executive Secretary of the NMC, George Sapon, emphasized the importance of upholding journalistic integrity and condemned the resort to violence. In a statement on Sunday, 8th October, addressing the attack, he stated perpetrators of such crimes must realize that violence does not produce better journalism. Our Constitution provides avenue for individuals feeling aggrieved by media coverage to seek redress through the complaint settlement mechanisms of the NMC. He underscored the significance of fostering a peaceful environment for journalism, especially with the approaching Ghana 2024 elections. As we enter the electioneering process, it is crucial for political actors and all Ghanaians to understand that the Ghana we envision will not be built on the foundation of violent attacks on journalists. He emphasized, quote, the NMC, he said, plans to roll out a comprehensive program in the coming weeks aimed at reactivating the coordinated mechanisms for the safety of journalists. The initiative will involve collaboration with key stakeholders to ensure the media can operate without fear, promoting freedom of the press and enabling journalists to carry out their duties unhindered.
Ya kaya na me boro tofa abatwi mu na National Media Commission for penny Owura George Sapon die siye anano eye efiada memenda anwumre na United Showbiz Jumadie ekoso no na omo so de krata pi montin so e kire se omo politifo na abaso so omo baaye ebegina mu ebetichi nipa ni bi ede koye na die siye no enya de etwaye ne ni kwanse ebi etumi esibiem ewo oman Ghana mu na Media Commission ekire mu a de ekoso no oman ye womra ye won hyehyɛ ensentrofo omadwuma ye wa kwan hodo a se obi ka asem editia no wani nye ho a ye wo ba bi a ye de kɔ na ye kɔ kyerɛkyerɛ nsɛmu esiesie na se nipa na afom kra a ye wo kwan abafa so na ye siesie na ye kɔ yanim media commission kyerɛ sɛ yɛtwam ɛno ni hɔ biem sɛ obidi wutumi bɛhyɛ wo nsɛm sɛ bia mama nyokuo ɛna ti akonnwa so nti no wo ka asɛm na nyɛ me da wo sɛ mbeto hyɛ wo so media commission kyerɛ sɛ de twae no de siye no ɛnya de etwa yie na saa de no nso ɛwɔ sɛ emabunu ɛwɔ MPP amanyokuo na ebedi sɛ adwuma no ehu sɛ saa brɛ no eni hɔ biem na ɛwɔ sɛ omu hu sɛ bibi nyɛ wo da yɛwɔ kwan a yɛfa so na yɛkɔ ho na National Media Commission kura de ha wo madwen ne sɛ yɛ bemben 2024 na 2024 no so ɔman ni nyina yɛ nimsɛm sɛ abatoɔ ne ɛkɔ akoto na sɛ yɛhyɛ ase ehu saa nneɛma wei a ɛnya ade ɛboa ɛnya ade ɛhyɛ da twa yie enti no de siye no owura sapon ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔmo ne polisifoɔ ɔmo de ɔmo ntoma bɛbɔ polisifoɔ de ano so mɛhwɛ asɛm wei mu nyinaa akwakosi na wie sɛ ne bɛyɛ a pɛrɛpɛrɛ yɛ ɛbɛba na ɛbɛyɛ nsɛ na wɔ sɛ obi ɛmfa mmra nhyɛ de nsɛm sɛ obi yɛ n'adwuma na yɛde tutu a ebia ɔto office ana waka asɛm atia minti na obi aba sɛ ɛyɛ abranti ɔso ɔyɛ youth organizer ɔto office ana obi asɛm nyɛ medenti na wato ahyɛ no so media commission kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ ade a ɛyɛ ne saa nti ɔkyerɛ sɛ ɔne akuhudoɔ ɛne aban nnwuma ku ahodoɔ a ɛka bi ewom ɛyɛ nhyehyɛ ɛhwɛ nsɛnkyerɛ adwuma no so no ɛbɛto kɛsɛ ɛde nhyehyɛ ato hɔ ɛde dwuma kuo ahodoɔ anaasɛ nhyehyɛ ahodoɔ ɛbɛtotoɔ ayɛ nkyerɛkyerɛ ahodoɔ ɛde ama sɛ ne bɛyɛ a yɛbɛn 2024 no saa nneɛma wei yɛnkɔhu biem ɛsiane sɛ ɔman no asomdwe ɛho hia paa wei ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɛyɛ media commission de ba no owie kora no kyerɛ sɛ ɔman no nyinaa ɛnsɔre waka na deɛ ɛkɔ so yi yɛnkasa ntia ɛsiane sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so no ɛnyɛ adeɛ etwa yie ɛnyɛ sei ɛna nsɛnkyerɛ adwuma no sɛ mfomsoɔ bi ba a ɛnyɛ sei ne ɛfa so ɛde ɛka owura George Sapon ɔno ɛna ne nsa hyɛ krataa ase National Media Commission na ɔde ba kyerɛ sɛ deɛ si na ano memenda anwumre no ɛnyɛ adeɛ a etwa yie.
Okay, so news release, GJ condemns barbaric attack and calls for arrest of attackers on UTV. Accra, October 8, 2023. So this one was also released on yesterday, Sunday. The Ghana Journalists Association, GJ, calls on the Ghana Police Service to immediately arrest all the hooligans who attacked United Television, UTV, last Saturday night and prosecute them promptly. We are informed that about 30 hooligans attacked the studios of the Accra-based private television station, and although the police arrested some of them, others managed to escape. The GJ expects the police to arrest and prosecute the perpetrators expeditiously, just as they exemplarily and commendably executed in the case of the attack on Dagbon FM in Tamale in May this year. The GJ also calls on the government, non-government organizations, civil society organizations, diplomatic community, international agencies, and all well-meaning Ghanaians and people of good conscience to roundly condemn this barbaric act and the masterminds of same. Our investigation suggests that about 30 hooligans invaded the studios of UTV on Saturday night, just as the beginning of the United Showbiz and entertainment program, demanding representation on the panel and asking the whereabouts of one of the regular panelists. Our investigations further indicate that the invasion by the hooligans lasted for about 45 minutes before the arrival of the police and about 1 hour thereafter before normalcy was restored for the program to continue. In the course of the invasion, the hooligans assaulted the director of photography and one of the producers of United Showbiz, while the hostess of the program, other staff of the station, and invited guests for the program were left traumatized. Furthermore, our investigations suggest that the acting Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer of the NPP was in the company of the hooligans, some of whom introduced themselves as constituency youth organizers of the NPP. The GJ finds this act barbaric and medieval, and it is very much consistent with the building blocks in recent times to establish a state of impunity against the media, one that is worse than the infamous culture of silence. We wish to inform such evil minds, both orchestrators and actors, that the media in Ghana have survived all forms of clampdown in the past, even under the dictatorial regimes, and that we shall never be intimidated or silenced by any form of attack. The GJ has taken notice of the apology rendered by the Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahiagba, on air when he went to UTV to broker peace. We are also aware of a press statement signed by Richard Ahiagba in the name of the NPP, denouncing the invasion unreservedly and distancing the NPP from the unacceptable act, although he admits the perpetrators are sympathizers of the party. Inasmuch as we welcome the apology, we can only place value on its sanctity and embrace it beyond rhetoric if the party sanctioned the perpetrators for doing something it did not sanction. Indeed, the GJ cannot uphold the sanctity of the apology when spokesperson of the NPP, some connected to the Communications Directorate, had earlier instigated such hooliganism against the television station without being reprimanded. It is also disturbing and indeed unfortunate for the leadership of the NPP to direct one of its officers to write a letter to UTV demanding content reforms in respect of the United Showbiz. Although Article 162 Clause 4 of the 1992 Constitution frowns on control and interference of the government and any other authority in the editorial opinion and content of media institutions. Interestingly, the letter dated September 19, 2023 was signed by the Director of Finance and Administration, William Yamwa, a rather unusual source of communication with the media in such matters. The GJ has also taken notice of a press statement issued by the Minister of Information, Kojo Nsroma, on the happenings at UTV. But we are highly disappointed in the Minister for issuing that wobbling statement. In the second paragraph of the press statement, the minister tries to justify the barbaric attack by holding that the hooligans entered UTV allegedly without authorization, when he was the very person who reported to and called in the police in the fourth paragraph. The minister voiced direct condemnation of the hooligans and conveniently makes his condemnation general. And worst of all, in the last paragraph, the minister imposes a burden on the media to promote national cohesion, regardless of the incessant attacks against them. The minister's press statement is in sharp contrast to another one issued by the PR unit of his ministry on May 4, 2023, in respect of the attack on a radio presenter on Dagbon FM in Tamale by a communicator of the National Democratic Congress. The ministry's May 2023 press statement was very direct. The ministry described the attack as assault without any allegedly clothing. The ministry condemned the act, specifically without giving it general direction. The ministry called for a severe and speedy response from law enforcement agencies to avoid future recurrence. The minister had a telephone conversation with victim of assault, and the minister offered the support of the ministry if he will require any. Between the two cases, Dagbon FM and UTV, the Minister of Information or the Ministry of Information has or have not been even-handed in addressing the critical issues at stake, and we find that very worrying. The GJ calls on the media to be bold and never be intimidated by such acts of hooliganism, knowing that we serve the larger interest of the public. We also wish to urge media practitioners and institutions to act professionally at all times in the discharge of their duties. And signed, Kofi Yeboah, General Secretary, GJA.
We are dear Yakin says a Ghana Central for Kubatai, GJ or Kofi Yeboah or then sa Asher as a secretary for Omunina, some Yakina, Efanano Memedana Joe, and Guas somewhere see our UTV studios, a bright United Showbiz Jumedia, Air Coswana, and Lante be Bora Jumediani Musa, or more Bashisha A+. Na so mo pa ben den yo ne de yinima de kro na asamo a GJ so ade aba no mo say wo mo ate asema na no memne da na dwo esiye wo UTV studios ebra na United Showbiz Dwumadie koso no na mo se Ghana police fo say arrest bi ehia bi omonyo nipa bi omogidi se onim hu bibia no Ghana police fo enhwene achichi safo ni nyina na yemfo mo mfa emrakwan so ayense brekrampo wo ho na omo se omo te say hwe benipa ba se duasa and omo ede patapa eborura UTV studios na no anadwo no omo chese nipa nko omo gidi se de prosifo chi omo bro sa yesi prosifo chi du nse enti omo gidi se ebinum nya kwa adwane ye enti no omo se sa prosifo omo moden na safo no so omo hwehwe wo enche wo DJ se omo ani da kwan se prosifo bedi se adwumai na obiara waka hu bie na sa basabasa ni siye no yede na fa emra ekwan so na senia ebrebe si ye ewo dagbon FM ewo tamale bosumi memu ewo afimu aposifo ya dia papa omo chi sa nipa kro na omo susisi oni mu bie no e mamra so dia na satenten itimi ya adwuma tentem eti sa na monto no abi na omo hwa kwan se aposifo be se atuo e wo UTV fo nso so dia abayi e ho GJs omo de to aban anim ase akwaku anhye aban ase omo sre ankurankure ayetemamufuo akuhuduo omo sre amanone aman anamusifo omo Ghana omo ese omo abiebie nnwuma amanane nnwuma ku akase e wo Ghana ani Ghana fo omo dwuma mani yedie ho nyina se sa asem asi na no memne da na dwe wo UTV no omo enkasa ntia na ye montungu na ye nipa nyina hu se enya de papa yes se soso e wo man mu na omo che se attack asi ye e wo UTV no mo hwehwe mu a ehu se e bread medie ne kwaso no ana sa amrante ne di enia den ne patapa bowura mu se omo UTV fo pe o yempo yemo omo kwa na won so matena sibi no omo so ma kya madwene e say omo NPP fo no echitafo na face no da nchen a abrante ba ko bia ne se de A+ omo bi say owan onu nti no omo baaye na omo ehwehwe no na bra omo yesa no na che so omo asem nyina ne say na anu bi krata bia NPP for try buy I say United Showbiz Jumedi na say ni ya adane na de omo ni say entertainment afi de adane political show nti yes so omo so di omo na musini betena se bi omo twa sa letter ni ba no A+ betena TV so etiti mu eti sa kata no nti e no omo bu afu a omo be hwe A+ na omo GJC bre ba sa no de omo hwehwe mu omo ye ene de omo tie ne say e ma panelist na omo ti Jumedi no so omo ye mo hye omo papa no kura bi kura dwane ko se table ase obi kwampo de ye dufu no ye bo ba ko botoro ye ono ti wiase osisi ade no musade twade e sade si na chi kum e ma no so agigi ni mu eto omate sansem no enyina na eye eniema sabi ansense so e ma ekoso wo man mu fi se e di ehu ani ayam hyehyia kase bebowura di panim afa de o host program kwa hu ya wo kasa ne voice e shake fi se na asam na ani enyan na ne yem ahye ne kra atu afin mu ne yem ne hu yem koso nyina abobo etia no ana GJ so mo kaseti ase enya dia ase ye soso ewo oman Ghana emu enu achi omo to omasam Nsroma say was said na NDC for kan so ate sebra omo ba na acting Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer edima NPP no aka wo a omo ba no eho bi na omo asem nya ne se omo so am omo kwan ana fe so omo hwe A+ ene fa yin kosi na no na GJ say sa niam we say sabi eye niam enche ne bi niam wo ya twam esese am kwan ma sa niam we ebi san esisi e wo man mu ebio na eye sa no na chese eye adani oman a wo ye nsentwe na akokasa so tro wom wo ye nsentwe na akokasa ni abo ni ya piao ni ato aso ni ehunahuna ni nipa na fa no ho adi free obi anka ne hwe sa man no so de ye ntimi nkreti sa oman no ye obi abaya bone wa fa ne ho adie ye obi amo ne kyam so obi enkasa ensese ya makwan ma sa ade no ye ma ebetena oman Ghana emu GJ sai to na asem so no wasi woka ama wiase nyina te se obi a sabi wugiri se oman ye hia enkwani mu bia no esese okasetia sa de we se we enya de papa enya se de asma sinti se obi akasetia na ensese ye makwan ema ye concentrate kasa boa se omoyam ye ni ehunahuna ani popo ade to concentrate adwuma no so e wo man Ghana mu no ekoba sa no a na chese obi aka na no otuma sem bi koso a wo ya wo ntimi enka bi wo mo wie na krata ne ba ko asi GJ no mo sade ba kata tosum ye nimu no mo say ewura nom ya ti say Director of Communications Edima NPP Orura Richard hanya gba wonu ankasa ba UTV so e betena si chechem say ade no wo pacha o madibi no ade kwa no enya NPP samanyokuo ana soma sa emrante ko no a o medi sa emrento asem no Orura Richard hanya gba enkasa mu no wo che say NPP fo kasa tia NPP samanyokuo atwe ne ho afiri sa ade mu o ma hohoro wo mo nsa so omo nim ho hwe anase omo mpene so omo nsoso so enya wo omo de nya omo so no omo somaye se sa amrante ne emra emedi dwuma bia sabi etete sa na nya de sese soso so kra na emom no emom wo gitumu se no kwasem ne akrachefo no mbodi so omo MPP achitafo na emom enya NPP se amanyokuo na bo omo pa anase osoma wo omo se wo omo emra na no na DJ say oh e champa ne de wakasa yie ye pese ye gidi se firi wakoma mu na wo ka do na ye kan na nya ne ani akeke na wo ka de na nso so no enyema bi ho no ya na esese esechie no eka na esese GJ se omu agina mu eka se esese enyema se ye kasetia ensese ye sososo e ma sa nyema nyina etimi koso wa manyosemu e wa dawbofo ensemu se obi be kwakoto sentroni so and se TV station bi so ya yen kan hwe na se mo se nyamo na mo so amode ya adenti na mo antimi antwe wo maso and so obi di ka twa letter bi buy mo se letter nyamo na mo sign letter no aden na sadi pa no ka sa asem na no twa sa asem mo antwe na so mo no kokko mo anya na hwe ene no adanchen ya wo mati se nipa bi ono so free NPP ko ma kwotena ba bi radio station bi e kasa ne nsema wo ka no ase wo shenta krabo jam ene adwumafo no mo to mo ye no UTV ya hwan ene sansam na sa nipa ne kekan no wo shenta krabo jam wo sham kran se nipa bi ma to nse UTV so aden na mo te se NPP amaduko mo ankasa mansoso mankasa ntese ni pa akro no enti ni nyina no mo di hyem akase ehyehyemu ye bi ekoso mo hunu se nanu die ye si ye no se ne prosifo ye ehun tentem mo se prosifo nye na sa dagbon de na si busumi memu no wo mo hyem se oru akojo opon kroma yo ye aban sofo hwa amane boso wo si oh yati se radio station mi wo dagbon nipa bi omo suspect omo NDC fo akoto a presenter no so ni frumfram ye cassette ya entwaye ensese mo koto hye dagbon sa radio station so ha ka chi ebro wo ka fra wate wo hia aduane afra ye wo hia do ade fa MPP fo aban ye beto ama wo wasese no oru akojo ponkroma gire no ho kasa ye no na nkomo wo hwe kwan se UTV de enso wo de sa ahode na be kasa enso ne de wanka ne sa se de otimi awa ye ni mu kan se yati se NDC fo na koto hye dagbon radio presenter no so no UTV de ande wa modi si yati se NPP fo bi akoto a hye UTV na de o se o yati se mrantie bi ana akoto a hye UTV fo so na ensese ye cassette ya basabasa de enye o se de bi oru opo nkroma wa ye ni mu kasa de mo koto hye UTV fo so ye na enye menye ni general men kasa o Ghana de empa basabasa de bi wa ye ni mu na ka asasa no wa ye ne watra wo mpeso odi ni sabe si so akase ye koye UTV say mo ye ni mo anye ni ye ye be mamra ye nwan de wanka wa generalize asem ni nyina en wo ka enu achi JJ fo san eto aso say no kwasem ni oru akojo opon ko mo di ni ho yaw omadi ni ho ya che say kwakwa ni dede mo nya krobofo ma enti asam mo nya ye nya sentrofo na dagbonfo de ndia ba na wo wa ni mu ka say NDC fo de adan na UTV fo de ba de wantimi anwaye animu ankanti omadi ni ho yaw e wo sa kwan no so e na fe kwa ni kasem na sem yo ka shemu na enye de oru akojo opon kroma statement ode ba na mo se eye ensentrofo nso eye amon hwe se pepepe ye be ye adwuma mo hwe se nya betena asese anuafo eye dabi ade na anya yi a wa ya ni mu naka se anya yi ne yentimi fa emra entu ba bi a eda etimi bo no tofa asem no ewa eti no mo che nyina ne se ne na no busumi memu dagbonfo de ne ba yi a eye na eye fe ne say Ministry of Information omo cho letter ba ye owura kojo opon kroma be kaseti ane sara na omo hwa kwan se UTV de no so omo ebeye GJ fo do omo asem ekọ awiye no wose Ghana Central for munya kokoduro mama mo bia hunahuna mo mama mo bia mpopo nani ngumo so mama mo bia nkamo kasaboa enhye mo yam ebise sa asem o se dia de crisis ni se abatwam ensentwofo otimi tigina na nye ne etunya de obia menseso obia ma no hokwan e ma obi ka ne kasaboa ehye ne yam wo wie kra no se wo se da obonwuma no so eni se obia so nye na adwuma no adwuma ne mra ene hyehye kwan so pe se de be ya pepepe ye betimi aye adwuma enti wei eye owura kofi ye boa General Secretary edi ma ensentwofo kubatan GJA ono no de ne sa hyase a omode ba abonten ya
mo be pon anamba ba ko
ye nya ba ko bia asem ne hia ye na ne haka
e pon
ene mo ni nyame nkwa
ye ga de hia ye na ne haka
ma ya ba bebo ye de ba na ne haka ye
it is well
na ya yesi eju ayonko ho eju ediem say yesi etwen mpanimfo nti en kasa kasem de nke obi ka pa
ye ntwen hom
enti mpanimfo no nti ye di na aboa no obeso hwene so no wankasa ya oba besi wani aso betu wani akọ ensesi afi UTV studio se dia aka ne ye ko ye fie mu ana
commenter bisa no kan
se dia aka ne fie won as a presenter no host show no obekọ fie no obi gina se ho na ye be graduate akọ ana democracy no amokan na no nie
yeah
ensesi obi etna ne radio station no o hihye ni programmer obi timi be che ne se program no me pesa o de enwo kakra gum
just say the core parties no omo clarify say we timi
ya we ye pesa wo ka we de me nka mo why ni mu nka che
omo ye ne sa na ye ne sa na e wo se ye hu se Ghana agi independent ache mpanimfo ne animdifo bebre abesin kɔ mmere bie no we di kaso ti mabunu na moyɛ saa no yɛhwɛ mpanimfo no makɔ omanim no sɛ ɛte sɛ ana woyɛ ni sei ana bɛboa ana no wayɛ adeɛ wona akɔkan wabɔ waso wode asomade ahyɛ mu nti wokyɛ obi a wɔ Ghana ewiase wabie no wo osoro antakra mafom bibie no webɛka wiase da ni nyina bɛba na wieyɛ ɛna ɛnyɛ de wawu nnɛ no twa to obewu ɛda hɔ ma yɛ nyinaa na me de me ya ne sɛ de wo pritumi na ma no no de wo de ɔno hyɛ dan mu de wo yie ndu ka kyerɛ me sɛ me nkɔto aba ma na bedi me so de wo yie de me ya ne sɛ mpanifo de ya pritumi na ma wo no ɔmo yɛ keka sei gya mɛkɔ akɔyɛ ɔmo mɛkyerɛ ɔmo hyege wo yɛ ya ne kɔsi sɛn na me kɔ akɔkyerɛ sɛ me na me wotumi yɛ ne yɛ gangarees wɔn hu sɛ amanyɔfoɔ mpanifo na edi anim no wɔn hu sɛ obia awere twɛdeɛ da mpanifo na ayɛ ama mpanifo no oh yes na yɛn so yɛn fa bibi mfiri sɛ deɛ wayɛ president wɔn hu sɛ owura mahama ato twɛdeɛ da wɔn hu sɛ owura baomia wato twɛdeɛ da dabi yɛn mabu ne yɛbɛkɔ akɔyɛ bewie akyi na ɔda afi ase ebewie akyi no wahwere wo nkwa na ɔne ne mma deɛ ebi wɔ ama no ne na ɛkɔ school sɛ bɛdwen ayi bibi afiri mu anka bɛboa yɛn deɛ ɔbɛyɛ yi ɛna ni hwɛ yɛn fa
Adwana
yɛkye wo sɛ kuwie kɔɔta na akɔyɛ wɔn fa
deɛ mo kan yɛ no nti me pɛsɛ unse GJ kura boss so men kenkan amamra na yɛde yɛ adwuma good 1992 constitution no article 162 can freedom and independence of the media nti ene de 99 for ason femina yɛ adwuma no article 1 freedom and independence of the media are hereby guaranteed eno ana metie lawyer bi o se ye ka se guaranteed na che se ye wo de adada ye hye mu kena nya se ye de ma. Article 2 subject to this constitution any other law not inconsistent with this constitution shall be no censorship in Ghana. Article 3 clause 3 article 162 clause 3 there shall be no impediment to the establishment of private press or media, and in particular there shall be no law requiring any person to obtain a license as a prerequisite to the establishment or operation of a newspaper, journal, or other media for mass communication or information. Clause 4. Editors and publishers of newspapers and other institutions of the mass media shall not be subject to control or interference by government, not shall they be penalized or harassed for the editorial opinions and views or the content of their publications. Ajwa chase kubwa mkakrawate.
Sir.
Untumi chase mami.
Oh ya na me kan be before. Ya de na kakra meti ye no.
O de kan 4 me ma 3 and 4.
Okay.
Say maka 1 freedom and independence of the media hereby guaranteed. And makasa lawyer for ne se can guarantee there ya wo de adada ya hyemu kena
enya afi na wo ba besre anase enya obi na de ya papa
good
ya de ya wo de
mo enti me kan clause 3 and 4 clause 3 or say there shall be no impediment to the establishment of private press or media, and in particular there shall be no law requiring any person to obtain a license as a prerequisite to the establishment or operation of a newspaper, journal, or other media for mass media communication or information. Clause 4. Editors and publishers of newspapers and other institutions of the mass media shall not be subject to control or interference by government, nor shall they be penalized or harassed for the editorial opinions and views or the content of their publications. They shall not be penalized for their editorial opinions or the content
Nti je se wo
a publication
se mufuo no na dwempo a wasem na ne nsem a wo betintim di aba abonten no obia onkosere kwan emfiri obia ho na obia so sa aban wote so entimi mehyehyɛ ma no say ye ni say anase ne timupo ene ne nsem a wo tintim di aba no ye nyina ene so nka se watomra anase onye ebone bia ene won kwaje akwansen so mfiri obi ho ena na dwenkyene ni nsusu a wo no enye obi na ebekyene ne wonye anase ne ense se bibia so esi sentwere ni adwuma no kwan bibia no ese se twintwa na nemo e wadwuma ne esom a wo ba besom mu enti je say ya ma me fa nso so ma wo enti say UTV ye ni program na say media house bia na twuma emre bia ni Ghana ese se chese ade na wo ye bra ma ye ma wo kwan anza na waye ana mesi ukwan me ma ukwan ma nya fi se me ne wo nya adwene ana de wasem a wo kan ne wadwempo na wo da na de nti me betwe so me ba bebro me beto aso so if say de waka de mempe ye ni mra bi asa e wo man mu
ena se me hyehyɛ me program say ye political program say ye entertainment program me na me kyerɛ ni pa me de ne beba so etinya wo na wo be kyerɛ say me pese me babie adwa na abontenfo ntina da bia ye tie aye say akonya ne yenya if you say obi a owo fi obi ne na busi omo text bay say ko no so betumi afọ ne na busi aba say
yenso ye beka ye de
yenso ye meka ye de enti media house ne na be kyerɛ say asemasi brabi obentin brabi na wo ntimi ni ho kwan say mahwe ahu say show no entertainment show na adane political show
yenim bia sa e show ye kiti say
beka ye de
say wo so be hye atade blue de so to blue ni be bra mi ofire kya ya me nso ma hye dia wo pe na wo be hye
ba ya onim sa de ba kokora ye yi wo asem mu ne say let no mo see A+ akotim no kura no mo mpanifo aba ha be pa ho kye say nyom no mo tworo ye
o se let ni o mo property
let na omo say property nto mo beto share so ha no omo MPP fo mpanifo aba se de odi ahanyagba no ye pani na ba se nyono no tworo sa
oba da ben
oh before say release our kan kra gigi de na wo
ntina media de say de to ewura no manim say omo no mu didi ma ebi de ye dan wo mo nti ye twen wo mo no nanso we de wo mo nkasa efri say omo popo ye ti hu a ebadwam wia na omo afa ekire na omo akopa kyew ye wura mo se enye hwe adwuma ne ye pega na yiye na wo chef da ebu nipa bra ni sunsa eye mo tro letter ni wie ye no e na letter na eye public document eye no and what the letter na ma computer and no A4 miji and what ka ma ni titim from so wo but enye miji na the letter ma A+.
No na printing na
no de na de buy and eye social media mo de letter mo de bread despite media mo wie ye no mo publish it ena ne na mabonten
njowo mo ba ya
obia obetimi akoprinting
de owusu bempa kotena wuntumi TV kan na ne letter titi mu mienu no na we na nka wo se ekọ okobọ mo
mo de
me se ya
adwuma wura no nti ye ntwen wo mo yaka kakra
ya but enya ade ayede
na mre ye ninka so
of course not adwada de se enya de enya mo da ayede
me hwe ni
mo mu kura be hyehyew na uti studio ha wonim say ya topunum na preku pe
obi abeto a hyew so
bia beto a hyew
we bi adwuma ma no ho ayedum kan ana akoto diesel begu ni generator mu ma no
ya anu achiri kura nkwa nya mienu
wa begina wa be chie ni
pa no fa de beto show mu so wa he working kan no anu no ansa mabi
na you say adwa so say nkomo kaka what cheche DJ de ni mu no ampa o say DOP mu no o yari sisi ya de dada e na baby cheche na me sere ampa what say ba be sheni pa ya dufu
se fase e ban kire mu de adwa de obi
no krenso
Debi o. Ni pa na wo ye adwuma no se bi adwuma ye mo bi no anim ti ade but ye bi mo ho mo wonim die adwuma ni mo. Enti adwuma die so bia ono obegina ho hwe se we mo nye ni se mo fa kama we ntoa.
Ototo nioma.
Ono no ototo nioma se bi onya abrante wa no aka so ni ho ode wo bo na wo be sori na ni afi. Wa ba yiri twade de enti nyame amwa no oto fom na wan sori bi ewu a. Enka ba ye den.
Enkwa nye mienu.
Ka ba ye den. Na mi bisa se ya nti omo ba no betu A+ anka sembe ne besi wa. Kebi aba be se nipa funu na afri ha
anajuna A+ na akra enso de ne
A+ na akra se ne dom ne beto wo mo a nka be be sinkanya
enti ade bi won ma wo ye pani a enso so so ma ne nye kese won wo se onipa na kwota radio station keka nsem wo hye ntakra wo je mo anka na hwe ena na GG e ka no
na wo no achi kwa de minister no kwa san de beto aso no kwa so
ya chair management
se ai Miss GD ya no me bobo adwuma kakra ba yo ba se wo be ye and somewhere pa yak eren akokodro obi kran kadwan ko ntimi nye
onyai koso na ye
huna sabi ada pa twa Say na smesi koye and obetna and onya de enti say mo person wo ye den.
Yenya show ne
ye. Yenyae. Ye na ran mo ji won ho.
And now mo ba ha na MPP. Ana mo hwe nipa ba show no so na.
Enim twa so.
Enim me si twa so. E entertainment show.
And some de ya
and I said na political show. Say we producers. There was executive producers. Yeah.
What be determine say adin mo nya ni say na ekwe.
And entertainment programs are all Ghana ha no. Eni kwan say tourism ministers no mo koso bi mu.
It is ya can asem na e favor ono
na ko man teba piece from da bia.
Oba be twa dwan ya.
Onye politician. And no obia men ko political entertainment show bia so bi mu. Ko so ko ka kama amanyoku no.
So Saturday na me aso me simu so Saturday na saleta ne bae no. Saleta no bae no na logic kra se na hwan na tro saleta no. Na kese se nipa no se me MPP ni o. Ada omu ni ma na na ye mistake. I think bulldog ne di kan kasa bulldog e no kasa kan no kasa enti e hona na eja oga show for content for ni anom say ye pamucho whichever year wo mu no mo me enkoso ne ye entertainment program enti ye mfa ne say krachi randi mi busa wasem o de obefa ye presidential days yo se podium yi de ebo onwom no what they say make mail
Jubilee House
enti Jubilee House entertainment nwom but when say we shooting the music video no Jubilee House and sem komo bi sa ba sa no memo mo nka wo
ya na anu ya demonstration
because
of your entertainer and so ko ye no ba bi political no ko gina ye
say afrochala entertainment but uba amanyo focus ansem si nti say omo entertainment ne betena ho na say omo be ka ne say tourism minister akoka say yo tourism nti so mo discuss ya eno so mo discuss ya na
saa asem ya wo kan kura omo nto abom ni ade honorable Kennedy Japan kwesere se saa asem no kura de enya asem oni kwan se tourism minister ena enya amanyosem
to say December program bi baso shata so on di kan koje na chase tombo akoje ma shata ke kan say na
Lord come ni o mampani ba no nsem na o kan
enti anu say entertainment fo ni hia no o ka ho asem a mpamcho wo
politics
to be cast
na constitution article 162 clause 4 no a o say yam obi na be kire content enti a content na
bi na o my amendment
nti say ya ka political party bi asem no mpa on so mankofo no me papa ya so won ya na ne o mine sa
because amanyoku na mudi ya so mienu nyina musuban no
ene ye betwa ye mpanifo nti adwodi adanse ne ye nko
abusia na media se dem Pelix African Styles and other women nso o share matade Pelix African Styles o wager SCC oben DVL4 edan no awo pamontade egu ho eton eti bomodin asa wo be frɛ ne number is 0243 96 1384 0243 96 1384 mesaka number ni bio 0243 96 1384 okwa ntade wadwudwa stars be egu ho a o ton ene de me share ye nso Pelix na daroma ena opam ede mama nti me da se bi nsam rabium
Abidjan for your bed I ho akwa ye cover pa pink month ye go so nti pink October ene ye bedi breast cancer eho enkomo ye ne Rosetta and Chiwabuache a free ye registered nurses and midwives association o ma chiame hemano ye ne no ene bedi apumude enkomo madaroma ontwen ye ne ye basisia.
They have been paid at the UTV program Uswada show-based program no mo useless program. MPP we are sitting down there. Can this no power and I can MPP ye program be sa o team so come on no o ma ba wura ho. Can this for they won't give you a dog chance. Now encophobia need life bia they sit there and attack the government as if say there's no tomorrow. John Mahama is an alternative. John Mahama is an alternative for the people of Ghana. And you come in Ghana need the spirit of Ghana. You
cannot sit here in this country and allow a class who has done nothing to his life. Only 18 million of 5 years. Or not about those of our order. But now this is what them. This is
for A class today. Yes, this is a show base. It's not a political show. So if this is a political show, they have to invite them to students. They cannot be sitting here doing politics. They cannot be sitting here doing politics. When the MPP wrote the letter to him, he shared it on the media. So we are here waiting for him now. They are not doing anything. We are waiting for him now. So that's